big breaking update coming in. Russia agrees to Ukraine's ceasefire proposal but sets out some conditions. Putin says that ceasefire must head to permanent peace and remove our original cause of crisis. Putin also said that Russia is in favor of a ceasefire, but not if it helps Ukraine regroup, and encircled Ukrainian troops who committed crimes against civilians cannot go free. So basically, viewers, Putin has agreed to a ceasefire, but he has also laid out certain conditions which I just read out for our viewers. Back-to-back updates coming here on Republic TV, viewers. And Putin says that Russia agrees with the proposals to cease hostilities, but proceeds from the assumption that this succession should lead to a long-term peace and eliminate the root cause of the crisis. Now, remember, there were important talks which had happened between the U.S. and the Ukrainian President Zelensky in Saudi Arabia, where Zelensky had agreed to the ceasefire, and also the minerals deal. That had come as a big breakthrough when those important talks were being held between high officials of the United States and Ukrainian President Zelensky and his aides as well. And just post days after that important talk, and you can see those visuals also coming in. This is from the Saudi Arabia meet where those ceasefire talks had been held first. Now we have Putin also agreeing to the ceasefire with conditions. I want to play out what the Russian President Vladimir Putin had to say.
Согласны с предложениями прекратить боевые действия. Но исходим из того, что это прекращение должно быть таким, которое привело бы к долгосрочному миру и устранило бы первоначальные причины этого кризиса. Согласны с предложениями прекратить боевые действия. Но исходим из того, что это прекращение должно быть таким, которое привело бы к долгосрочному миру и устранило бы первоначальные причины этого кризиса.
Let's go straight to our guest who's joining us live this morning, Mr. Andrew Latham, Professor Andrew Latham, live from Minnesota, all the way from the United States, joining us. Thank you for joining us, Professor. My first question to you is that this definitely is a huge breakthrough. I mean, you can almost say this is what Donald Trump really wanted. He had put pressure on Zelensky. Then those talks happened in Saudi Arabia. Now even Putin has agreed. He has put some certain conditions out. How do you see the developments going right ahead, and what does this really say about the key players which are involved in this deal?
Well, this would be President Trump's dream come true, but I hate to burst his bubble. It's not going to happen. President Putin has absolutely no interest in either a ceasefire or a permanent peace arrangement that is not on his terms. Why? Because Russian forces are winning on the battlefield. All he needs is time, and he will win this war on the battlefield. He will break the Ukrainian army. They're already encircled in Kursk and losing, being pushed back in Donetsk. All Putin needs is time. He cannot be perceived as the guy who says no to peace. That would further marginalize Russia on the world stage. So he says, yes, we're in favor of ceasefire, but, and there's always a big but, we can't proceed with a short-term ceasefire unless it leads to a long-term peace settlement on our terms. No membership for Ukraine and NATO, no British and French boots on the ground, a formal recognition that Donetsk and Luhansk and a few other oblasts are part of the Russian Federation. It's inconceivable that President Zelensky would accept these terms. But what I think is happening is Putin is buying time to allow his forces to prevail on the battlefield. And that is the exact opposite of what President Trump hoped he was going to achieve in all this.